and welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in for today's podcast. I hope you're doing well and God has kept you. So today we are going to look at our third part series of discovering mental and emotional strongholds. But first of all, I just want to appreciate all my subscribers. Whether you are new or a returning subscriber, may God really bless you. First, we're going to look at despair as a mental stronghold also. This is another kind of a mental state or a mental stronghold that, if not checked, it can bring about distraction to one's life. Because when it clouds your mind, you live in a state of hopelessness where you have no hope, you have no interest in participating in daily life activities. You are demotivated. There is no motivation about taking challenges in life, about dreaming new dreams. So this is a kind of state that can bring about distraction into one's life. It usually develops over time, especially when someone experiences continuous difficult circumstances in life. The experiences of pain, experiences of loss, experiences of bitterness, or just general life struggles where certain things in life are not changing for the better, or they are taking longer to change for the better. And so sometimes it may make someone develop despair as a mental stronghold. And the enemy uses such kind of difficult life situations to attack your life so that you can be in despair, lose hope, be demotivated, and stop pursuing your dreams in life. So despair as a mental stronghold is also another area that you should check, such that you do not allow it to creep in your life. Whatever circumstances that you go through, life is always full of challenges, full of some things that don't go our way sometimes. But during those times, try your best to build hope within you so that you don't get into a mental trap of despair. Because mental trap of despair steals away your capacity of enjoying life, engaging in life's activities, trying to take up new challenges, and pursuing your dreams. So this is another kind of a mental stronghold that you should keep in check. So when someone is in a mental trap of despair, usually they have this kind of a pattern of thinking. Thoughts like, things are never going to be better, things are never going to improve, I'm just going to experience disappointments in my life, things will never work out for me, I will never succeed in life, I will never get well. Negativity, a lot of negativity in their thought pattern. And this usually is a kind of a destructive mental trap, because it puts you in a state of lack of joy. You are always sad, or your life is full of sadness. You don't see anything good about life. You don't see any reason why you should enjoy life or engage in activities that make you enjoy life. So this kind of a mental trap, you need to be aware of it, such that when sometimes you get to experience difficult challenges in life, it could be financial struggles or sicknesses that are taking too long to get better, always be aware. Do not allow yourself to lose hope. This is the time when you need to be alert to grow your faith, because the word of God tells us in the book of Hebrews 11:1 that faith is an assurance of things hoped for and a conviction of things not seen. And so when you are going through difficult life challenges, that is the time when you need to grow your faith and believe with conviction that the things you are hoping for are going to actually come to pass. You don't need to allow yourself to lose hope. You need to keep hoping with an assurance in your heart that things are going to get better. Things are going to improve. Even if the situation has taken very long to improve, it is better to keep a hopeful spirit, a hopeful mental attitude. That one will help you get through the other side. No matter how long the situation takes, hope will keep you standing. It will keep your mind even healthy. Because when you have hope, it means that your thoughts are full of faith, full of believing and an assurance of God's promises upon your life. You know that situation will get better, even if they look as bad as you have never experienced in your life. Just know that one day things will get better. And so if you fill your mind with such kind of thoughts or such kind of a mental attitude of faith, having the conviction and assurance of the things you cannot see, but you're believing that for sure things are going to get better, then it is going to protect you against sinking deep into the mental trap of despair. Another one is resentment. This is another mental stronghold that can trap your mind, where you harbor consistent negative thoughts because of unjust treatment, either from a person or from people who treated you unjustly. And usually resentment, it's not an easy feeling. It's not an easy burden to carry, because usually it results through or from some actions that could be actually shameful. And so you can consistently harbor the emotions of shame, the emotions of anger, rage, or desire to revenge because of some kind of unjust actions committed against you. And such kind of actions could be probably things like rape or rejection, and so committing an abortion because someone rejected you. It could be because someone unjustly denied you the financial privileges that you would have had when your parents were alive. Those are just some of the things that are not easy to deal with. And so for so many people, they tend to sink into resentment because of unjust actions or such kind of unjust treatment committed against them. And so resentment is a mental stronghold that you as a child of God or as a person, you need to try your best to get through it so that it does not burden your soul or burden your heart or mind. It is not easy, and those are some kind of emotions or traps that actually, if you cannot be able to get through it by yourself, you can even have to seek help from a therapist or a counselor, because resentment is a mental stronghold that is burdensome, because your heart usually is full of pain, full of an emotion of pain. And when you keep carrying it around, sometimes it can start expressing itself in the physical, causing you physical pain or even developing diseases because of resentment as a mental stronghold, because it keeps you into a negative thought pattern of making you feel like you are unworthy, or you are angry at the whole world or everybody. You are in rage all the time, and it becomes harmful to yourself. Not because you really want it, but it developed because of an unjust action done against you. But to save yourself from experiencing double injustice is to try your best to fight against this kind of mental stronghold so that you free yourself, because this kind of a burden punishes you twice. You experienced an unjust action against you, and at the same time as you carry it, it causes you mental, emotional, and physical pain, and even it can cause illnesses in your body. So the best thing is to try your best to work through it so that you can overcome. If it's possible to see a therapist or a counselor, fine. If it's through the Word of God and getting to understand the Word of God, or finding help from the pastor or from wherever place you can find help, that is a kind of a stronghold you really need to try to fight and overcome. The third one is uncontrollable desires. Of course, it's normal for every human being to have desires, especially if those desires are good. You desire to do good to yourself and to others. Desires help us pursue our dreams and achieve our ambitions. However, it is a mental stronghold where we do not have self-control on our desires. Most especially when we are desiring what is good, but we are not patient enough to follow the right procedures to achieve our desires. 1 Peter 5:8 tells us that, "Be alert and of a sober mind. The enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour." And the enemy, the devil, uses this opportunity or this loophole of you having desires to cause you fall as a child of God or as an individual. It can make you develop even bad habits because your thought patterns become full of thoughts that want to create shortcuts into achieving your desires. And so that is why you need to be alert and be aware of those thought patterns that lack self-control when it comes to your desires.